Konnichiwa, Shogunstein. We're at the George C. Marshall Foundation Research Library here at VMI, Lexington, Virginia. George C. Marshall, one of the most important Americans. He is the campus of VMI. George C. Marshall, one of the most important Americans of the 20th century, was a graduate of Virginia Military Institute, even though he's from Pennsylvania. So his career began in World War I, where he was one of the assistants to General Pershing, involved in organizing some of the big American campaigns there at the end of World War I. Then in between World War I and World War II, he did a lot of training where he got to meet other young officers, which he kept track of because some of these people that he worked with, people like Eisenhower, Patton, Stilwell, will become some of the major military leaders during World War II that he helped train and make sure they got into the right spots to win World War II. During World War II, he worked closely with President Roosevelt in the military, sort of a equivalent to like a joint chief of staff of the Army and the Army Air Force, known as the organizer of victory. Though he didn't lead the D-Day invasion, very instrumental in opening up that second front. Then he retired at the end of World War II. The next day, Truman calls him up, says, "We need you to try and negotiate a peace between the nationalists in Chiang Kai-shek and the communists in the Chinese Civil War." Comes close, does the best that you probably can. Unfortunately, it did not work out, but he did try to negotiate an end to the Chinese Civil War. After that, he was Secretary of State, famously the face of the European Recovery Act, the Marshall Plan. After that, he's going to come back as Secretary of Defense during the very critical phase of the Korean War and the firing of MacArthur, and then retires to Leesburg, Virginia. You can still see his house in Leesburg. So anyway, that's a little bit on George C. Marshall, one of the most important Americans of the 20th century. This is the George C. Marshall Foundation. Shogunstein out.